In light of the repeated aggression against our people and the undermining of signed agreements, we consider that security coordination with the Israeli occupation government no longer exists as of now.
This statement by Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas's spokesman came in response to an Israeli military raid in the West Bank city of Jenin, in which 10 Palestinians, most of them gunmen, were killed. But since then, despite a slight drop in both terror attacks and Israeli military raids in the West Bank, the situation on the ground has remained more or less the same.
We have noticed that even after Abbas recently declared that he has cut the security coordination, we have seen that the army, the Israeli army, is continuing to operate inside Area A.
The security coordination between the PA and Israel is seen as a central pillar of the 1993 Oslo Accords. Under the agreement, the West Bank was divided into 3 areas. Area A under Palestinian civil and security control, Area B under shared control, and Area C under Israeli civil and security control. But in recent years, major Area A cities like Jenin and Nablus have become local terror hubs, with Palestinian security forces refraining from operating there.
The Palestinian Authority is trying to hide its weakness, to hide its disconnection from the street by continuing saying we have threatened and we have disconnected the security coordination. Nobody can do this. It's continuing.
The security coordination is based on 2 aspects. The first is civilian coordination. This includes granting permits to Palestinians to enter Israel for work or medical treatment. This part has never been cut, no matter how bad tensions have got over the years. The second aspect is security coordination. This is based on 2 parts too: intelligence and operational coordination.
This means that Israel notifies the Palestinian security forces of certain suspects that are preparing for a terror attack. Sometimes the Palestinians will engage directly and arrest them, but often they'll say they can't do it, and then Israel coordinates the entry of IDF and intel forces to arrest the suspects. In these instances, Palestinian security forces will clear the way for Israeli forces to avoid any clashes between the sides.
Nitzan Alon, a former head of the IDF Central Command, which is responsible for IDF units operating in the West Bank, says that while the security coordination has worked well in the past, in recent years the PA has refrained from operating in certain areas under its control, and Israel has found itself filling the void.
Lately, they've struggled to operate, mainly due to legitimacy issues, not just operational and intel challenges. Therefore, there are more IDF operations in areas like the Jenin refugee camp or the Kasbah in Nablus and other areas like these.
Amid the deteriorating coordination, the year 2022 was the deadliest year for both Palestinians and Israelis in recent history. Samer Sinijlawi says the cooperation with Israel doesn't really benefit the Palestinian people, but rather its president and leadership.
What is keeping Abbas in power is the Israeli intelligence and the army. That's the only reason he's there. 80% of the Palestinians are requesting him to go home. But is this really in the benefit of the Palestinian people? I doubt it. And I'll explain it to you. This security coordination works only one way: saving Israeli lives. But it's not sensitive towards Palestinian lives.
While Sinijlawi wishes to see a democratically elected Palestinian leadership retake control of the streets, Alon acknowledges that in the absence of a reliable Palestinian security apparatus, Israel must operate.
This is a bad situation for everyone. I don't expect any Palestinian to see the legitimacy of the Palestinian leadership. And I think that the leadership on both sides needs to see how we end this circle of escalation. Otherwise, we will find ourselves in an even broader escalation. We're seeing this now in East Jerusalem. Ramadan is right around the corner, which has the potential to be more explosive than ever before.
Despite serving as his last lifeline to staying in power, at the end of the day, Palestinian-Israeli security cooperation amounts to a lose-lose situation for Abbas. On the one hand, continued coordination with the Israeli military amid a rising Palestinian death toll erodes what little internal legitimacy he has left. On the other hand, to permanently cut security ties with Israel risks triggering more Israeli raids and more Palestinian deaths. And with no diplomatic horizon in sight, the current trajectory will only lead to more violence and bloodshed on both sides.